we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm Patty Barr. I'm the director of the Iowa Center for Assistive Technology Education and Research here in the College of Education at the University of Iowa. My contact information is right here on the screen. And today I'm going to show you the Google extension. So this is a little different than we've been doing in the past. We've always been doing iPad apps, but today we're going to do Readability Google extension. So I'm going to get rid of this for right now. And then just so you know that you have to be in Google, so Google Chrome, in order to use extensions and apps. So you've got your information about apps, and this is where you're going to get into your web store and your Google Docs and all those things. But there are also something called extensions. And those extensions are little things that run on top of other applications. And today we're going to look at readability, which is right here. It's this little red couch, and it says read comfortably when you scroll over it. So basically what readability does is it kind of cleans up your web page. So if we, for example, go to Iowa Retailer, this is, I just went to KCRG, and there's this article. If I go back, this is what let's go back here, go back again. I guess I'm just in between those two. But if I get back into my KCRG, just my main section, and then I went into this section, you've got ads off to the side. And if you've got students that are kind of distractible, this might get kind of distracting, and they might be clicking on these different things. And what readability does is, when I click on this app, on this extension, excuse me, I can say I can either read now, read later, or send to my Kindle. If I read now, what it does is it cleans up my website and gives me just the text. I can always go back to my main page, or I can go back to the original. So if I go back to my main page and Iowa News, I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Use my readability, read it now, and it cleans it up so that it's much easier to read. You've still got your links, but it's just a little less distracting. We're going to go back to our original, and this is where I was with the Powerball Jackpot. And again, if I say read now, it's pretty simple. So somebody that's distractible, or a student that has a hard time with access to the mouse, and maybe they're having some extraneous clicks, this could be really nice. Another way that this could be used is if you, as the instructor, want to download an article and not have all that stuff in your download, this would be a nice way to just print this out. So you might say, oh, this is pretty simple, and it did a really nice job on this website. I also looked at it on Wikipedia, and so Wikipedia, you've got a few more things over here, and you could probably imagine some students getting kind of lost in this. So when you use readability on this type of an article, again, it cleans it up. There aren't the things on the side to distract your student. Again, you can go back to your original. And then I also looked at something like the Iowa Center for Assistive Technology Education and Research. This might be distracting for some students. They might be wanting to click on some of the things off to the side, although those are really important things. But again, when we go to readability and read now, it cleans it up. But of course, you see that it doesn't have access to those things off to the side the important things about how to get in touch with us in the news and some of our Twitter feeds. I also looked at this readability on something like Pinterest. And when I do click on readability and say read now on Pinterest, it tells me, oh, this page might not render as expected. It works best on individual articles. So let's render it and just see what this gives us. And it's not a very good option. So just so you know, readability doesn't work with everything. I wanted to go back to my original. But it worked on 3 out of these 4 websites that we tried today. So let's just go back to this information on the Jackpot. I shouldn't be telling you this. I'm going to need to go out and buy a Powerball ticket today, I guess. But some options with readability. Over here you've got your little AA, and you can change this from daytime to night. And then you've got inverted colors, which can be really nice for some students depending on their visual needs. You can change the font. So there's one sans serif font, which is important for screen readers. Screen readers really like this because it's really cleaned up. There's another serif font. And then you can change, I'm going to go back to the sans serif, and you can change the size of your font. So I don't know, what is that, about 1820 font, 20 point. And then you can change the line length. So that's what this one is. It's a shorter line length or a longer line length. So if you've got some students that are getting lost if the line length is too long, this might be something that you could use with those students. There are other options with this program. I'm going to go back to this. You can basically sign up for this, and then you can read things later. So this would download this to a website and save it. You can then upload that if you've got the Readability app on an iPad. It will then sync with what's on the website. So you've looked at it on your computer, you've uploaded it to the Readability website, and then you can read that on your iPad, or you can send this to a Kindle. So you don't have to have an iPad. You can use a Kindle. I don't think this works on Android devices, but you can read it later or read now. So it's a pretty simple app, but I think it could be quite powerful for some of our students that are struggling with distraction in our schools. It's free. It's the best word I know. So does anyone have questions about this app or any comments, or have you used it? I'd love to hear from people that are using these apps and extensions. This happens to be an extension. Pretty simple. Anyone? Okay, well, I think that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, and I think we're doing something with an AAC app next week. I didn't actually look, I should have. But it's always nice seeing you. And again, this is my contact information. If you have questions or comments, this will be archived after we get the captioning put on it, and it'll be on our website, a link on our website, as well as on our YouTube page, and we'll put it out on Facebook. So thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Okay, any questions? Michael? All right. Bye-bye.
No, thank you. Thanks for the presentation.
Okay, all right. See you next week.
All right, thanks.
Where are you from, Michael?
Vegas, Easter Seals.
Oh, wow. Great. Well, thanks for joining me.
All right. Hey, thanks for showing me that. I'll have to try that out when I get back.
Okay, well, I've got lots more stuff to show, so
All right.
next week.
All right. I'll be attending. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Bye now.